This video is a Potatoes Are Always Awesome production. I hope you enjoy.
Hello. So in this video, we'll be going over the game of Blackjack. Basically just the basics of it, the rules, what you can and can't do. We won't be going over basic strategy or anything else like that in this video. That'll be in a later video. This is just to get you acquainted with Blackjack and the rules of it. So, to start out, you use a deck of cards or multiple decks of cards. But either way, the point value goes as follows. Face cards are worth 10 points, and then a 10 is also worth 10 points. The other cards are worth their face value. So 9s are worth 9s, 8s are worth 8s, 7s are worth 7, 5s are 6 are worth 6, and so on, until you get to 2. And then aces are worth either 11 or 1, depending on what works best for your hand. So, a blackjack is a 21, essentially. When you get dealt 21 in your first hand, it's considered a blackjack. It doesn't have to be a 10. It can be a jack, it can be a king or a queen, or it can be a king. Either way, you just have to get dealt that in your first hand. Say you get dealt that your first hand, but then you get that card. That's not a blackjack. It can only be made up of 2 cards. So, when you get a blackjack, usually it's played 3-2. Sometimes it's played 6-5, but typically 3-2 is the normal payout. 3-2 means that if you bet, say, $10, you win 15, so you get a total of 25 back. Normally, if you beat the dealer, you only get double. So, if, say, you bet 10, you get 20 back. So it's kind of nice because it's more than what you normally get. As I said earlier, the goal of blackjack is to beat the dealer. You try and beat the dealer's hand. So, say for example, this was what you had, and this is what the dealer had. Say this is what you had, and this is what the dealer had. You would have beat the dealer because you had a higher point value than him. So, if you beat the dealer, you get paid double what you bet. So if you bet 10, you win $10 and get a total of 20 back. If you lose to the dealer, say that this was your new hand and this was the dealer's hand, you lose to the dealer, you lose what you put up. Now say you tie the dealer, say you have a 20 and the dealer also has a 20, then you just get back what you put up. You don't lose anything, you don't gain anything. That's nice because you don't lose anything. So it's nice. It's a nice little break from when you occasionally have a losing streak. Most games are hit 17, which means the dealer hits if he has a soft 17, which is an ace or a 6 and a 6. Well, sorry, it's an ace or a card that's worth 6, so like a 3 and a 3, something like that, or an ace and a 6. So like that would be a soft 17. This would be a soft 17. So just whenever there's an ace, that can count as either an 11 or a 1. That's a soft card. So, well, I guess there's another version of soft 17, soft 17, where they stand on 17. But usually it's hit 17. It's slightly worse odds for the player, but that's why they changed it. So, so what you can do with your hand. There are a few things that you can always do with your hand. The first one, and the most common one, is hitting your hand. So, say you're dealt a 6, and you want another card, you hit, which you usually just knock on the table or say hit for, and then you get dealt another card. That's all that is. There's nothing special behind it. So that's all a hit is. A stand is if you want to keep what you have. So say you have that, and you just want to keep it. You don't want any more cards. You don't want to do anything else with it. You just stand, and that's just waving your hand over it. A fun one to do, actually, is doubling. So, say you had this, for example, or no. Say you had So say you had this, for example, and you wanted to double it, which means you want to get one more card. You can double, but you have to put up what you bid the first time or less. So say you bid $10 the first time, you can put up to $10 and then you get one more card. The reason for that is that you can wager more knowing what you bet. So if you think you're going to win, you might as well get more money up there. Just so you can have the opportunity to win more. When you get another card, they put it sideways just to tell you that you can't get any more cards because you double it, and to show that it was doubled. So, the next main thing you can do is splitting. Splitting is when you are dealt two of the same cards, and you want to split them into two different hands. To do that, you have to bet the same amount you put up. You can't do for less. So say you put $10 up, you have to do $10. You can't do $5. It has to be 10. So splitting just basically means that you get two hands. So your original wager would go on one hand, and then the one you put up after that would go on a second hand. So then the dealer just gives you one more card for this hand, and you play it like normal. And then once you're done with that, you go to the next card you split. You can only do that for pairs, so you can't do it with a 6 and 7. It has to be the same cards, like a 6-6, a 10-10. For 10s, it can be any 10 value cards. So you can split a king and a jack, or a queen and a king. They don't have to be the same type of card, just the same value. Some places allow you to double after a split. So say you wanted to double this hand. Some places would let you do it, some places wouldn't. It just depends on where you're playing at. And most places have a limit for how much you can split, which is usually like 3 or 4 times. But most of the time you never really get to that limit, just because the chance of you getting so many of a certain card in a row is so rare that it's just not likely to happen. Another interesting thing is when you split aces, usually you only get one card on each ace. So you can't get another one. So they'll put it down like they would put down a double, where they just put it sideways. And if you get a blackjack, if you get a 10 on your ace that you split, or an ace on the 10 that you split, that's not a blackjack. So even though it's the same card makeup that makes up a blackjack, it's not a blackjack. So it pays normally. So if you bet $10, you get $10 back if you won. Another one that you can do, another thing you can do with your cards that some casinos allow you to do and other ones is surrendering. So say you have, I don't know, like a 16 or a 17 that you don't like. You don't think your odds of it are very good of winning, so you just surrender it. Surrendering means you get half of your bet back, but you lose the other half. So say you bet $10 and you surrender this hand, your turn's over, but you get $5 back. So it's nice if you think you're going to lose, so you don't lose all of your money. The next one is insurance. So if the dealer has an ace facing up, and you have cards down, obviously you have money up. If the dealer gets a blackjack, you lose unless you have a blackjack, then it's just a tie. So they offer you insurance, which is where you put up half of your wager, and if they have blackjack, then you get your wager times 3 back. You can put up to 3. You can put up to half of your wager. You don't have to put up all of it, but you can put up some of it. So say you put $20 with your original bet. You can put up to $10, and if this is a blackjack, you get $30 back. But say you put up $20 and you only put up $5 for insurance, you get $15 back because you only insured less than what you had. So you lose $10 if you don't insure up all the way for that one. However, if the dealer doesn't have blackjack, then you just lose your insurance bet. So say you put up $10 for your insurance, you lose that $10, and it would just be gone. The dealer would get it. The other thing that's associated with this is even money. So say that the dealer has an ace facing up, and you have blackjack. If you think the dealer has a 10 under here, then you're going to want to get even money, because even money is where you get what you wagered. So just like you normally won, you just don't get the 3 to 2 or 6 to 5 odds. The nice thing about that is, if he does have blackjack, you don't lose any money, or you actually still get money, even though he had it, because you chose to take the even money option, which pays less than a normal blackjack, but ensures that you get it. However, if he doesn't have it, and you didn't take even money, you still get blackjack. You get the blackjack payout. So say 3 to 2, you bet $10, you get $15 in winnings, so you get $25 back. So it's a risk, but it's some people like to take it. So that's basically it for the rules of blackjack. There's not much to it. Once you get going, it starts to come more naturally. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. And if you like this video, let me know by leaving a like. If you want to know when more videos come out, you can always subscribe. And I hope you have a great rest of the day.